Good afternoon and welcome to Blindformers. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today I'm going to be teaching you how to transform Strongarm from Robots in Disguise 2015 Transformers United from robot mode to vehicle mode. Here at Blindformers, we verbally instruct you on how to transform your Transformers so that if you are visually impaired or blind or just lost the instruction manual, you don't need to worry about it. Just sit back, close your eyes, and give me a listen as I describe it verbally step by step. That way, even a blind person can transform their Transformers. And speaking of the blind, before I get into today's video, I just wanted to mention something about blind awareness, and that's how I appreciate the Marvel movies for how much awareness that they've given for the blind through their characters like Daredevil or Madam Web or even Blind Out, which is one of my favorites because my first two initials are A and L, and that is Al. So I am also a blind owl, and I love it. I love that character. I love her energy, and I love the spunk there. It's just such a fun character, and a character that's not afraid to tell Deadpool off. You know how many people in the Marvel Universe are terrified to tell Deadpool off, and Blind Owl don't care, because Blind Owl doesn't care. And honestly, that's how it is sometimes with us blind. We don't care what you look like. We'll tell you what we're thinking to your face. No matter what your facial, no matter how mad you may look at us saying it, or how happy you look. The point is, she's a good representation, at least in my opinion, and they all are. And it's just, I'm really happy to see that. Now, if we can just get DC behind the blind, behind it, and start raising awareness for the blind through DC. I don't know of any blind characters in the DC universe. If you know of any blind characters in the DC universe, please go below and comment. Let me know which characters in the DC universe are blind, because you can think of 3 off the top of your head that are blind in Marvel, and I just find that to be very odd. What's going on, DC? Pick up your game. So that's enough of a diatribe for today. I just wanted to mention that. Go out and watch yourself a Deadpool movie today. And now let's get to transforming this really fun Reese tool of the Elita 1 mold. So before we begin, I like to remove accessories. I just removed the accessory earlier, so we don't have to worry about that. Next step is you want to pick up the backpack just a bit, and there's this little spot that you have to raise up that has the bumper of the car mode. And you just have to raise it up a little bit so that you can rotate this head 180 degrees, so that, because the head will be facing the ground, and you don't want any spare, you don't want like a rock or something to just get slammed up into your perceptor receptor. As a robot, you don't want your perceptor receptor damaged. So let's get into this. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to rotate this bit here 180 degrees at the waist. There we are. Now that should allow us to, that wheel should be perfectly in line when we transform. Next step is on this backpack. So you want to raise up the front of the backpack a bit, but not too far, because we've got to pick this entire, you may actually want to kick that back. Now you got to move that piece forward just a bit. The clearance levels here are really just tight. It's a tight clearance area. Now, underneath the backpack, there's a flappy doodle. We got to get our thumbnail or fingernail in there or something. We got to rotate this flap out. Oh, I hate this flap. This flap is my least favorite part about this transformation because it's just so hard to get into. Let's go ahead and come over here first to the sides of this area and rotate these door panels. Oh, these door panels suck. Okay, door panel. You need to rotate, you little thing. Stupid door panel. But you can rotate the door panels down to have better access to this fold-out panel. And then you can rotate the door panel up and lock it into place. Make sure that other door panel's up and locked into place. But I do appreciate that they understood this flap here can be difficult, so you can actually peel off the doors of the truck mode and reach in there and pull that flap out. Now that the flap's out, let's go ahead and line everything up, because all of this will actually become the backbone for the vehicle. The hood, the roof and the tail, or the bed, will become the backbone for the rest of this transformation. Now we'll rotate the arms around, line the bumper, and the feeling of headlights, the texture of headlights we described. You want to line that up. And then the horn on the elbow that we talked about in yesterday's video actually slips into a negative zone behind the wheel well. We could see that as an example over here. The wheel well has this little cut in it. Come on, wheel well. There it is. All right, wheel well's got a little cut in it, and that cut is perfectly aligned with the horn on the elbow. So when the elbow folds up into the leg to go straight down the vehicle side, that actually merges very, very well and hides some gappage excellently. Now I'm going to slip that over and lock the front wheels in place on the bumper. Make sure that the horn is in its place on each side. It's not really in its place on this side. There it goes. Excellent. Nice, nice, nice. The doors are locked into place. Now come over here to the legs, and we're going to fold out two little flaps from the inset side of the lower leg. Then we're going to break the lower leg. So the lower leg has another hinge for transformation midway up from the feet. And once you break that spot, it's going to then allow you to fold the leg over and squeeze it down so that there's a negative zone right at the very tip of this, right in front of the wheel on this leg area. And that negative zone is actually going to cover the fist. Isn't that neat? I love that. Now we're going to come over here to this other side, and we're going to copy the same steps. That negative zone is going to cover the fist, and I just love it. I love how these things like slide together and stuff, and how it goes so well into hiding all the robot parts in vehicle mode. Well, almost all the robot parts in vehicle mode. There's just one robot part in this vehicle mode I wish they had figured out something better to do with, and we are about to get to that. Make sure all these pieces are lined up now, and that's lined up, and you're not wanting to snap into your homes because, reasons, I guess. There it goes. Lined up. Now, come down here to the feet and rotate them at the ankles so that they are facing the bed. And finally, we come over here and we put down our... nuts. This stupid siege port in the bed does not fit my gun. I am a little upset by that. That is definitely a QC issue where I guess the paint's too thick or something. And of course, doing that, I've already screwed up the transformation trying to put the gun in, and it didn't work. Ah, nuts. Ah, nuts. Everything came untransformed. Okay, come on. There it goes. You good? You good? We copacetic? Yeah, we are. We're good. We're good. Okay, come around here to the back of the vehicle, and we're going to turn the gun into a radio antenna. Yeah, CB radio antenna hanging out on the bumper of the rear of the truck. And the little flappy doodles are up. And the bed is there. That's him and all together. So, my thoughts and feelings about this transformation. I believe that this transformation deserves a 5 out of 10. It's not the best. It's not the worst. I don't like the clearances. I don't like how difficult some of these pieces are, especially those doors. They hurt my fingers trying to rotate them around because it's just a little too tight. The clearances on this guy are all messed up. Everything's just a bit too tight. I think this figure would have done better if they had just enlarged it slightly. Just a smidge bigger, and everything about this would have worked so much better. But that is my thoughts and feelings on this transformation and a verbal instruction on how you can transform Strongarm. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and please, once again, go below, like, share, subscribe, and comment with today's question. Are there any blind characters in the DC universe? Let me know in the comments below. Let's start a conversation up. Merry Christmas to all, and all a good night.